leaving Mary has been difficult.
But leave I must, for I'm engaged to be married.
Oh, married? To whom?
Muhammad's niece, Irene.
To whom?
Irene. She's not just the key that will spring me from my trap. I'm truly in love. When we sit together, talking for a long while, I'm not conscious of anything but a great happiness, a soft charm that surrounds me. And when I come away, I'm seized with foolish joy. The portion of the city I traverse on the way home seems fairy-like. More extensive. And altogether radiant. Then suddenly, just as I arrive at the doorstep of my miserable home, I surprise myself by saying aloud, "But I love her. I love her." And that is how I know. Knock it off.
Between ourselves, my lad, I think you take things too tragically. You can leave Mary without so much grief. I know the first step is a hard one, the explanation troublesome. But if it be too much for you, don't say anything. Do as St. Francis of Assisi did.
St. Francis?
Oh, for nearly 10 years, that skinny young fellow trembled before Muriel, the village Buddhists. But on the eve of taking his oath as a monk, he needed to rid himself of his mistress. He was obliged to be tricky, and I assisted him.
Well, how did he do it?
Upon his instruction, I proposed to the young woman to go fishing on the far end of the lake. Francis was to join us at dinner, and we were to all sail back in the evening. All went well. She and I were lying in the sun on the distant shore, and after the fishing came bathing. It was not the first time we had swam together like comrades, but on that day, Muriel, her arms and legs naked, her body molded in her costume. It made me think Francis had given me free rein. Oh, the deceiver. She turned round, looked at me very straight, and said, "Saint or no saint, don't try that again." I said to myself, perhaps after dinner.
Ow, ow, ow.
The dinner was very merry on the wooden balcony of a nearby inn, between the two banners which the landlord had hoisted in honor of a festival. We could hear the drums of the music and the singers in the street. Looking like the wine had got into her eyes, Muriel said, "How stupid that Francis isn't coming until tomorrow. I have a good mind to enjoy myself tonight." And so have I.
Ow, ow, ow.
Now I was leaning by her side over the railing of the balcony, and slyly, to sound her, I put my arm around her waist. "Oh, Muriel," I said. This time, instead of getting angry, she began to laugh, and so loudly and heartily I couldn't help join her. Another attempt was repulsed in the same fashion that evening when we returned from dancing. Our rooms adjoined, and she teased me through the partition, making all kinds of unkind comparisons. I restrained myself and didn't answer.
Ow, 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 ow. Mother.
The next morning I sat down to a very good breakfast, but Muriel became very upset and restless because her lover had not arrived. It was with a certain satisfaction that I pulled out my sundial and said solemnly, 12 o'clock, it is done. "What is done?" she asked. "He's taken the oath of chastity," I replied. "Who?" "Why, Francis, of course." Oh, smack! Oh, what a blow that was! Oh, my friend, in all my love affairs, I never, ever received anything like it.
Did it end there?
Oh, she took off like a shot. But there were no boats before 4 o'clock, and by that time the faithless one was halfway to Rome. Oh, in her rage, Muriel scratched me and rained blows upon me. Then she took the crockery and smashed it, until at last she finally fell into a fearful fit of hysterics. At 5 o'clock, they took her to bed where they kept her, while I, looking as if I had just come out of a bramble bush, ran to fetch the doctor. 'Twas night when I returned with the doctor. Suddenly, as we approached the inn, we could hear the murmur of a crowd which had assembled under the windows. My God, had she committed suicide? Or perhaps she'd killed someone. I rushed forward, and what did I see? The balcony hung with lanterns, and there was Muriel, the Buddhist, consoled and superb, performing Tai Chi in front of the applauding multitude. There, my boy, is how St. Francis ended his connection. I don't say that it was all over at once, but I had the worst of it.
Yeah, but Mary's not the same kind of woman.
Nonsense. You won't be the first one who's left her. Good night.
Peter! Peter, I need a favor.